The human mind is a battlefield, constantly bombarded by distractions, emotions, and external influences that test our ability to remain centered. Yet, in the midst of this chaos, Stoicism offers a timeless philosophy that empowers us to reclaim control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Rooted in the teachings of great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, Stoicism presents a framework for mastering the mind and cultivating inner peace. It all begins with understanding that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. This simple yet profound realization is the foundation of mental strength. When we relinquish the illusion of control over external circumstances and focus entirely on our internal state, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Consider how often we become anxious over things that are beyond our reach: traffic, other people's opinions, unforeseen challenges. The Stoic approach teaches us to shift our perspective, recognizing that these events are indifferent in the grand scheme of life, and it is only our perception of them that creates distress. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. One of the key Stoic practices for controlling the mind is the art of negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. This involves mentally preparing for adversity before it happens. By contemplating worst-case scenarios, we strip them of their power. Instead of fearing failure, rejection, or hardship, we acknowledge their possibility and develop resilience in advance. When a Stoic wakes up in the morning, they do not expect the day to be free of problems. Instead, they anticipate challenges and prepare to meet them with reason and virtue. This mindset eliminates the element of surprise that often leads to emotional turmoil. If someone insults you, instead of reacting with anger, you remind yourself that insults are merely words and only have power if you grant them meaning. By detaching from the need for external validation, you reclaim control over your emotional state. Another fundamental Stoic principle is dichotomy of control, which teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus emphasized that our thoughts, choices, and actions are within our control, while everything else, fate, other people's actions, and external events, are not. By internalizing this distinction, we shift our focus entirely to self-improvement rather than wasting energy on matters outside our influence. This practice is incredibly liberating, allowing us to respond to life with wisdom rather than react impulsively. To further develop mental discipline, Stoicism encourages the practice of voluntary discomfort, which involves deliberately exposing oneself to small hardships to strengthen resilience. Seneca, a wealthy Roman statesman and philosopher, would occasionally live as if he had lost everything, sleeping on the floor, eating simple food, and wearing rough clothing, to remind himself that luxury is not essential for happiness. This exercise eliminates the fear of loss by proving that we can endure discomfort. By regularly stepping outside of our comfort zones, we train our minds to remain unshaken in the face of adversity. Similarly, modern-day Stoics practice cold exposure, fasting, and digital detoxes as methods of voluntary discomfort, ensuring that they do not become dependent on external pleasures for contentment. This self-imposed hardship builds an unbreakable will, allowing us to handle real-world challenges with ease. Journaling, or what Marcus Aurelius called writing as therapy, is another powerful Stoic method for controlling the mind. By writing down our thoughts, fears, and reflections, we gain clarity and perspective. A Stoic journal is not about recounting daily events but about analyzing one's thoughts, emotions, and reactions to ensure they align with reason and virtue. This process helps us identify patterns of negative thinking and correct them before they take root. Self-reflection fosters awareness, and awareness is the first step toward mastery. Instead of being controlled by unconscious habits, we become intentional in how we think and act. Additionally, the Stoics emphasized mindfulness and presence, living fully in the moment rather than dwelling on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. The past is unchangeable, and the future is uncertain. The only time we truly own is the present. By anchoring our attention to the now, we cultivate a profound sense of peace. This aligns with modern psychological principles such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which teaches that our emotions are shaped by our thoughts. By mastering our thoughts, we master our emotional state. Another crucial Stoic lesson is amor fati, the love of fate. This means embracing everything that happens, good or bad, as part of life's grand design. Rather than resisting hardships, the Stoic welcomes them as opportunities for growth. When faced with failure, rejection, or personal loss, a Stoic reframes these experiences as valuable lessons. This attitude removes the sting of disappointment, replacing it with acceptance and resilience. Nietzsche later expanded on this idea, stating that to truly live is to embrace one's fate with open arms, no matter how challenging. The ability to see obstacles as opportunities is what separates those who are mentally strong from those who crumble under pressure. This ties into the concept of turning obstacles into fuel. What Ryan Holiday describes in The Obstacle is the way. When something blocks your path, rather than viewing it as an end, use it as a stepping stone. Every challenge carries the seed of a greater benefit if approached with the right mindset. In daily interactions, a Stoic practices emotional regulation, ensuring that emotions do not dictate their actions. Instead of reacting with anger when insulted, they pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with their values. Anger is seen as a temporary madness that clouds judgment. By remaining calm in the face of provocation, a Stoic retains power over their mind. This principle extends to all areas of life, from handling criticism at work to navigating conflicts in relationships. The true test of mental mastery is not how one behaves when everything is going well, but how one remains composed under pressure. When criticized, a Stoic evaluates whether there is truth in the criticism. If there is, they use it for self-improvement. If not, they disregard it as irrelevant. This level of self-awareness eliminates unnecessary emotional suffering. Ultimately, controlling the mind through Stoicism is about cultivating self-discipline, inner peace, and wisdom. It is a lifelong practice that requires conscious effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. By implementing Stoic principles, negative visualization, voluntary discomfort, journaling, mindfulness, homeopathy, and emotional regulation, we gain mastery over ourselves and, by extension, over life itself. The world will always be unpredictable, people will always have opinions, and challenges will always arise, but by applying Stoicism, we can navigate all of this with grace, strength, and unwavering composure. In the end, the Stoic does not seek to eliminate emotions, but to understand and direct them constructively. This is the path to true freedom, not freedom from adversity, but freedom from being controlled by it. Mastering the mind is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey, requiring daily commitment and self-awareness. Through the lens of Stoicism, we see that controlling our minds does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather understanding, managing, and directing them toward constructive outcomes. By embracing Stoic principles, we cultivate inner peace, emotional resilience, and an unshakable mindset that allows us to navigate life's unpredictable nature with clarity and strength. At the heart of Stoicism lies the principle of control, understanding what we can and cannot change. When we shift our focus inward and detach from external validation, we realize that peace and happiness do not depend on circumstances, but on our perceptions and responses. Many people struggle with anxiety, fear, and emotional turbulence because they allow external events to dictate their inner world. The Stoic, however, takes full responsibility for their mind, ensuring that no external force has the power to disrupt their tranquility. This shift in perspective transforms how we engage with life, leading to greater confidence, wisdom, and a sense of purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of Stoicism is its practicality. Unlike abstract philosophies that remain theoretical, Stoicism provides actionable strategies for real-life challenges. When faced with criticism, the Stoic does not react impulsively but instead evaluates whether the criticism holds merit. If it does, they use it as an opportunity for self-improvement. If it does not, they discard it without emotional distress. This ability to detach from unnecessary negativity is a superpower in a world where people often overreact to the opinions of others. The moment we stop seeking approval or fearing judgment, we become mentally free. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us to embrace adversity rather than resist it. Many people suffer unnecessarily because they view obstacles as unfair burdens rather than natural parts of life. The Stoic, however, understands that suffering is often a product of resistance rather than the event itself. When we accept challenges as opportunities for growth, our perception shifts from frustration to empowerment. This mindset is particularly relevant in modern times, where stress and uncertainty dominate many aspects of daily life. By training our minds to remain calm and composed under pressure, we gain an edge that allows us to excel in both personal and professional spheres. Another crucial Stoic lesson for mental control is living in the present moment. A significant source of mental distress comes from dwelling on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. While reflection and planning have their place, excessive attachment to what has already happened or what may happen leads to unnecessary suffering. The Stoic embraces the present, understanding that the only moment they truly own is the now. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we free our minds from regret and worry, allowing us to experience life fully. Furthermore, self-discipline is at the core of Stoic philosophy. Without discipline, the mind becomes a slave to impulses, emotions, and external distractions. In today's digital age, where constant notifications and social media create endless distractions, cultivating focus is more critical than ever. The Stoic practices self-discipline by consciously choosing where to direct their attention. Instead of being controlled by fleeting desires, they develop the ability to delay gratification, prioritize long-term well-being, and act in alignment with their values. This form of mental mastery leads to greater productivity, deeper relationships, and a profound sense of fulfillment. One of the most practical ways to reinforce mental strength is through daily Stoic exercises. Journaling, as practiced by Marcus Aurelius, allows us to reflect on our thoughts and actions, identifying areas for improvement. Negative visualization helps us prepare for difficulties, reducing the impact of unexpected hardships. Voluntary discomfort strengthens our resilience, ensuring that we do not become overly dependent on external comforts. Each of these practices builds an unbreakable mindset, making us less reactive and more intentional in how we approach life. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its simplicity. Unlike complex psychological theories, Stoic wisdom is accessible to anyone willing to implement it. It does not require wealth, status, or special abilities, only a commitment to self-awareness and continuous growth. Whether you are navigating personal relationships, handling workplace challenges, or seeking deeper meaning in life, Stoicism provides a timeless roadmap for achieving mental clarity and emotional balance. Additionally, Stoicism teaches us to be indifferent to things that do not matter. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions, learning to filter out the noise is crucial. Many people waste energy worrying about matters that have no real impact on their well-being. The Stoic, however, focuses only on what is essential, cutting through distractions to prioritize what truly matters. This minimalist approach to thinking reduces mental clutter and enhances decision-making, allowing us to lead more purposeful and fulfilling lives. Another important aspect of mental control is responding rather than reacting. When faced with a difficult situation, most people react emotionally without considering the consequences. The Stoic, however, pauses before responding, ensuring that their actions align with wisdom rather than impulse. This practice leads to better relationships, stronger leadership, and a reputation for being composed under pressure. In every interaction, we have the power to choose our response, and mastering this ability is a hallmark of mental strength. Moreover, Stoicism reminds us that true happiness does not come from external success but from inner peace. Many people believe that wealth, fame, or recognition will bring them fulfillment, yet history has shown that even the most successful individuals often struggle with dissatisfaction. The Stoic understands that contentment is not found in external achievements but in how we perceive and respond to life. By cultivating gratitude for what we have and focusing on what we can control, we unlock a level of happiness that is independent of external circumstances. In essence, controlling the mind is about reclaiming power over ourselves. It is about refusing to be a victim of circumstances, emotions, or other people's opinions. It is about recognizing that we have the ability to shape our thoughts, and by extension, our reality. This level of self-mastery requires patience, practice, and perseverance, but the rewards are profound. A Stoic mind is a liberated mind, free from unnecessary worry, free from emotional turbulence, and free from external control. To conclude, Stoicism is not just a philosophy but a way of life, a guide to mastering the mind and living with wisdom, purpose, and inner peace. By applying its principles, we transform not only our thinking but our entire approach to life. The modern world presents many challenges, but with the right mindset, we can navigate them with grace and resilience. The Stoic does not seek to escape difficulties but to face them head-on, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. The question is not whether life will test us, it always will. The question is whether we will rise to the challenge or allow ourselves to be controlled by forces beyond our influence. The choice is ours. By embracing Stoicism, we choose strength over weakness, wisdom over ignorance, and inner peace over chaos. We choose to become the master of our own minds.